Is Norah O'Donnell set to make a comeback at CBS Evening News? Insiders say the veteran journalist sure seems to think so, but her confidence is unearned and is earning her a lot of eye rolls. That's the scoop from Rob Shooter, former executive editor of OK Magazine, writing in an exclusive for his Naughty But Nice Substack. One insider at the network says the new owners are over Norah and her drama, telling Shooter, "She's living in a fantasy. The new Skydance bosses are cleaning house, and Norah is yesterday's news." The $8 billion merger between CBS owner Paramount and Skydance closed this week, which could explain the timing of Norah's newfound confidence. But those who worked closely with her on the network's flagship news program say it's highly unlikely she'll be asked back.
For me, as a journalist for 20 years, it's a legacy broadcast.
Norah anchored CBS Evening News for the final time on January 23, 2025, as the network made a big switch to a new format featuring multiple co-anchors. Variety reported at the time that the move was meant to mimic the look and sensibility of local news, and Norah, who had been head anchor for 5 years, evidently didn't fit that new approach. CBS later announced that Norah would be replaced by Maurice Dubois and John Dickerson, a move that drew criticism from one of Norah's predecessors on CBS Evening News, Katie Couric. In an op-ed for the New York Times, Couric wrote, "It was a little disappointing to read that Norah would be replaced by 2 men. It's odd, and more than a little out of touch. But the network had to do something to catch up in the ratings race." CBS Evening News was stuck in 3rd place behind ABC and NBC for years, despite Norah's best efforts, including securing a historic interview with Pope Francis. But it wasn't just that she was the face of 3rd place. One veteran producer told Shooter, "She was cold, tough to work with, and burned too many bridges." That tracks with what we know about her rocky recent history with the network. In 2022, she re-signed a deal with CBS and had her salary slashed by more than half, according to the New York Post. Though to be fair, Paramount laid off 2,000 staffers and cut $500 million from the budget ahead of the big merger, so Norah is hardly alone in taking a major pay cut. Though you'd expect better treatment of a journalist of her caliber. But that said, her time in the anchor chair did lead to a 25% drop in ratings, according to the New York Post, prompting one Frank insider to tell the tabloid she deserves to lose her job. Norah wasn't fired from the role officially. She announced her decision to exit the role in July 2024, months before Paramount started their sweeping layoffs and budget cuts, and pivoted to a senior correspondent role. She wrote in a memo to CBS staff, "I have spent 12 years in the anchor chair here at CBS News, connected to a daily broadcast and the rigors of a relentless news cycle. It's time to do something different." Now, more than a year later, it looks like Norah is hoping she can make her big comeback as an anchor, as the dust is settling on the merger deal. One insider says Norah is pressuring her new bosses big time to put her back behind the desk, but it's no use. The source told Shooter, "She's been lobbying hard, but they're looking forward, not backward, and definitely not at her." Speaking of looking back, here's how we first covered Norah's exit back in August 2024.
Norah O'Donnell is stepping down as anchor of the CBS Evening News after the 2024 election. Why is that? And what comes next? Here's what we know so far about this sea change at the network. O'Donnell announced her decision to leave as anchor managing editor and lead anchor on July 30th, noting that she would continue on as a senior correspondent with the network. She has a long history at CBS, originally landing the role of chief White House correspondent in 2011 and going on to co-host CBS This Morning the following year. She landed the evening news anchor position in 2019.
After 7 years on the morning show, did you take this job just so you could sleep in?
That was part of the calculation, yes.
The shakeup at the news desk comes at a time of considerable change at CBS itself. On July 7th, Paramount Global, the conglomerate that owns CBS, announced a merger with longtime partner Skydance Media. This change also prompted CBS News president Ingrid Ciprian-Matthews to announce that she would step down from her role as well. According to the New York Times, Ciprian-Matthews alluded to the massive layoffs resulting from the merger as an inciting factor in her decision. CBS has announced that O'Donnell will be replaced at the evening news desk by 2 men, John Dickerson and Maurice Dubois. Both are established journalists at the network, with Dickerson previously hosting Face the Nation, co-anchoring CBS This Morning, and hosting The Daily Report with John Dickerson. Dubois has an established history with New York CBS affiliate WCBS-TV, co-anchoring CBS 2 News at 5 and CBS 2 News at 11. Even so, the network's decision to replace its female anchor with 2 men did not go unnoticed. Katie Couric, who anchored the CBS Evening News from 2006 to 2011, penned an August 11th op-ed for the New York Times to criticize the decision. She wrote, "Soon on the big 3 networks, there will be 4 male anchors. More important, the 3 people behind the scenes making most of the editorial decisions will be 3 white men. Couric expressed respect for everyone involved, but noted how important it is that the news be reflective of the populations it's serving, referencing the women-centered news stories that were covered under O'Donnell. Couric wrote, "Whether it's in politics, sports, or other once male-dominated fields, seeing diversity in leadership inspires our imagination about who can and should fill these roles." When Couric stepped down as anchor of the CBS Evening News, she left the network for ABC.
I'm looking at all sorts of opportunities, and I promise when I make a decision, I'll come back.
O'Donnell is sticking with CBS, though. The Texas native has confirmed that she will continue to contribute to the network's news broadcasts, naming Evening News and 60 Minutes specifically, but that she will be shifting her overall focus. She wrote in her memo, "I'm pleased to share that I have made a long-term commitment to CBS News to continue to do the same storytelling and big interviews that have been our hallmark." O'Donnell added that her upcoming work has the potential to appear across the network's many platforms. In a follow-up memo, CBS News CEO Wendy McMahon expanded on what the change will mean for O'Donnell and the network, emphasizing the high-profile interviews that have defined the CBS Evening News anchor's career. McMahon wrote, "Nora's superpower is her ability to secure and then masterfully deliver unparalleled interviews and stories that set the news cycle and capture the cultural zeitgeist. This is a transformative time in our industry, where we have the challenge and the opportunity to connect with viewers in entirely new ways, and she is uniquely positioned to do so for CBS."